What's up, guys? It's What Geek here again. Tonight I wanted to touch on a few things. It's the items, the skill gems, and the passive tree. So, in the original outline that I did for this series, I wanted to cover everything that I could with as little as time as possible, right? So, once I started getting into part 3 and part 4, I started to realize that this was not going to be easy to explain in a little bit of time. It's not easy at all. This is very difficult to explain to people. So I thought about how can I do this. So I broke it up into different parts, different videos and stuff like that. And it doesn't seem like a good idea to me now that I'm here and I'm ready to make those videos. So I think I'm just going to dump as much as I can into this video, try to keep it as short as possible, and go from there. I'm going to show you didn't mean to hit F1. I just want to give you guys a little bit of volume. Maybe a little bit less volume. I wanted to show you how this works, so I'm going to do this real quick just while I'm here. I'm using a Contagion build, Contagion and Essence Drain, but I'm doing it a little bit differently. Maybe a lot of bit differently. These guys are starting to get tough. So, if you watch, I'm putting down this purple circle, and that's Contagion. When I hit them with Essence Drain after the fact, it does more damage, it amplifies the damage, but it also spreads. So Contagion spreads when stuff dies, and if you have Essence Drain on them, Essence Drain will spread with the Contagion. So it gets very overwhelming. You can see they're following me around, and as they die, the new ones are dying, and eventually it wears off. I just hit them again, they start dying. Hit those guys, hit these guys, hit that guy. See, they all just die. It's great. Stuff dying that I didn't even know I hit. But you get the gist of it, basically. The idea, I'm just going to loot all this stuff because I'm not going to be in this area when I get done with this. The idea is that when you get your skills, or when you get your items and your skill gems, I don't know why that's still up there. When you get your skills and your skill gems, you're going to put them in the items. So I have an item. It has so many links in it, or it has so many slots in it, and those slots are linked together. So this is a 3-slot item with 2 links, right? These 2 are linked together. So I have Contagion and Void Manipulation. Void Manipulation is a support for Contagion. Apparently I'm going to have all kinds of stupid problems tonight while I record this video, and I'm just going to dump that on you guys because that's just what I do, I guess. But anyway, as you can see, Void Manipulation adds chaos damage to whatever. Well, it adds more chaos damage to whatever it's attached to. So because this does a base 23.3 chaos damage per second, I'm adding 26% more to that, right? So that makes sense. You use those together because they make sense. Essence Drain, I'm not actually using Blight, but I'm using Essence Drain. I'm just leveling up Blight because I thought I might use it instead of Lightning Tendrils, but I don't think I will. Lightning Tendrils is supported by Arcane Surge, blah blah blah. This gets a lot more complicated later on because this will be like a 5-link or a 6-link, and I'll have a whole bunch of stuff in here. This may be a 4-link on a shield or something like that, blah blah blah. The long and short of it is once I get those, once I decide what I'm going to do, what skill gem I'm going to use, I need to come into the passive tree and decide what passives I want to use to support those. So the whole idea for this build is I need chaos damage, I need spell damage, I need cast speed, I need critical strike chance, and I need lightning damage, right? Or rather, chance to shock. Lightning damage is just going to amplify everything, but the chance to shock is going to be really what I'm trying to get into as far as lightning damage goes. So I may not be able to get all of that, but that's the idea. So as you can see, I've started a shadow. That's this guy. I start here, and I've picked up these chaos nodes because they add chaos damage. I picked this up because it adds cast speed and intelligence. These are damage over time. This is chaos damage, movement speed. I don't really need the physical damage or the dexterity, but I got it anyway for the chaos damage. This is critical strike chance. Pick these up strictly for the 30% chance of critical strike. And then this is more chaos damage. So you can see what I've done here. I've built towards chaos damage. I've built towards elemental damage, critical strike chance all over the place here. And I'm going to keep building out, trying to get more chaos damage or damage over time, more crit chance, more chaos again. I'll get these for more life and energy shield, which is what they do. I didn't highlight that. I'll get these for lightning damage. I'll probably get these for the shock and lightning damage, and I'll eventually end up over here. This will probably be close to the last one that I get, because I'm going to go up here and get these, because these are all lightning damage, and I'll probably come down this life right here. I may come get this damage over time, chaos damage thing up here, build into this lightning, and then end right here. So that's the nodes that I'm looking at based on the skills that I'm going to choose, because I know I need spell damage, chaos damage, lightning damage, etc. I'm not going to go over the list again. But if I was doing something different, if I was using, let's say, an archer, then these, there's projectile damage. I think she's a ranger. I don't know what she's called. I play the crap out of this character, but I don't know what it's called. Projectile damage, attack speed, I want that sort of thing if I'm shooting a bow. There's bow damage and 20% increased chance, or increased damage with bows. So that's the long and short of what you want to do. I want chaos damage, so I find chaos nodes. And you can do that by this search function up here. If I can operate the game. If I click this and type in chaos, it's going to highlight everything that says chaos in it, be it chaos resistance or chaos damage. If I say crit, it's going to show me all of the crit things. Anything that increases crit in some way. Intelligence. It's the same way. Anything that increases intelligence. Blah, 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 blah. You type anything in there, it'll highlight it for you. Beyond that, the only real rule that you need to learn is that, and it's not a hard and fast rule, it's a very pliable rule, I guess is the way to put it. You want to spend as few points as possible to get to these medium-sized nodes. These medium-sized nodes are going to do the absolute most for your character. But as you can see, a lot of these smaller ones are just doing like extra stats or really small stuff. Like these are pretty good small ones. But if this is a very good point, I could have gotten to coordination for less points than it would have taken me than what I've spent if I went this way. If I came down here and got these 3 dexterities and then got coordination, I would have spent less skill points to get here. And I could have done that. I didn't, because I had chaos damage up here, and I want that 40% increased chaos damage. I don't care about physical. I care about that chaos damage. I care about this damage over time. That sort of thing. So, like I said, the rule of thumb is as few points as possible to get to the medium nodes, because these medium nodes are really going to impact your character. Some of the smaller ones will help, but they're not going to be as impactful as these larger ones, these medium ones. And then you have the large nodes. I just want to cover these, and then I'm going to wrap this video up. These large nodes do something weird, and that's the best way that I can put it. It's going to take something away from you, but it's also going to give you something, and this is a perfect example of that. Right now I have 509 hit points and 62 energy shield. If I pick this up, my hit points would become 1, but I cannot take chaos damage, and the reason for that is because chaos damage ignores energy shield. So then anything that tries to hit me with chaos is either not going to do damage, or they're only going to do physical or fire or whatever, right? So then that way nothing can penetrate my energy shield immediately, and that's how you build a character that relies on energy shield instead of on health. Like, I would get my energy shield up to like 1500 or 2000, and then pick this up, and then anything that tried to kill me has to hit my energy shield. So these are normally like a pro and a con. Like, this is not a pro and a con. It's just, well, I mean, kinda. You have to be almost dead to do extra spell damage. But normally when you see those big gold ones, it gives something, but it takes something away. Like 40% more elemental damage if you crit in the last 8 seconds, but there's no critical strike multiplier anymore. There's no damage multiplier for ailments from critical strikes. So, like, I mean, some of this is a big deal. Some of it'll do what you want it to do, but it'll also take something away from you in a big way. So you have to keep those in mind too for your builds, because they may be something that you don't want. This is a rarity in the passive tree, because this will give you bonuses, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't take anything away from you. There's no negative impact. This is good. You know, assuming that you care about sharing your charges. But that's the long and short of it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up and try to keep it right about 12 minutes. I could go into much more detail, but if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Definitely leave me comments about how crappy this is, or how stupid I sound, or something like that. That way I can improve. And if you can think of anything that you want to add, then definitely leave that too. I hope you guys are having a good weekend, and I will see you on the other side. Have a good night.